Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Now, our hero's journey has gotten them far. They have seen a lot of weird stuff. Fought cows, brains, fairy creatures. On their way to a place most people would avoid, really. That's what everybody says when they ask about this place called Medhaven. What's it like? Well, the answer is don't go there. It's bad. Nevertheless, our heroes are heroes for a reason, and so they have continued onwards. After a small pit stop fighting a Wendigo for a very old Native American lady, they have now arrived at the Longhouse Preserve, a very big settlement in the north of New York State, well, former New York State. And a weird thing occurred when they got into the settlement. Apparently, everybody looked at them not in fear, but in sort of pity, and some of the children pointed at them and said, "The cursed," and ran away. You are being led by Lisa Tusktaker, the woman who, well, escorted you to the settlement. And she's telling you that you are gonna meet a shaman called Anne Crying Star, who will hopefully have some answers for you. You are led into what looks like a standing suburban home that has been reinforced somewhat. There you notice a large hole has been made in the roof where smoke arises, a lot of it. And as you enter this improvised sweat hut, some of you are very happy all of a sudden of your choice of not really wearing any clothing. The environmental armor, of course, helps, but if you're not wearing your helmet, as I presume you're not, then it's all of a sudden gets very sweaty. And you hear the voice.
Wonderful sweat lodges.
Yeah, you feel right at home. You hear the silent voice of a woman singing in Iroquois. And you see the woman I will reveal on roll 20. This lady sitting down by the fire.
Well, Felix is enchanted.
Welcome. Join me.
He does.
I am Anne Crying Star.
Did I ever give myself a last name? No, I didn't. Felix. Yep. Let's see, what's my singing skill? It is 35. I wonder if I can roll a 35.
Well, can try.
Whoops, not 1300.
That somehow seems wrong. Well, not that far from it. You don't sound horrible. Again, something seems to be off. 127 seems high on a D100. You choke on the smoke and really can't really get any chords out at this point.
I just don't know this song.
Yeah,
Guys,
you
you're-
just hum along a bit.
You're embarrassing me in front of the Iroquois princess.
What about you, Remy?
Well, so they don't have any windows or like air vents in this building?
Well, there are a few holes here and there, but not enough to make it comfortable with all the smoke, so to speak. It's not entirely dangerous, but it's uncomfortable.
I introduce myself. I tell I'm Remy. My friends call me Remy.
Hello, Remy. Please sit down. I enjoy your participation in my singing, but I did mean to join me at the fire. She smiles.
Join at the fire.
I knew that.
Just kind of like the song, so you hummed along. As you sit down, she throws some water at the fire and it creates some more steam and some more smoke. Now, I assume you have many questions. The gods have told me that you were coming.
They sent me.
Which gods are that?
Our gods.
And your gods are?
The spirits.
Our gods.
Spirits of the earth, the spirits of fate, the Native American spirits. You know, the ones that protected us through the great journey when we went into an alternate realm and came back on a fresh earth.
Okay. Do they have names?
Many.
Some of them. But that is unimportant at the moment. If you are interested, I could, well, get one of my friends to give you a small course on our mythology. But that I don't think is why you're here.
I start recording.
I believe you are going to Madhaven.
Yes, we are.
Why?
The spirits led me to help them on their quest, on a quest to help out the city of Laszlo find a lab of some ancient scientist.
I see.
We're on a research expedition to retrieve some data.
Search for wisdom.
Happen across a cybernetic named Cole. Please let him know we're looking for him. Been a while, but
Cyber Knight named Cole, you say? I actually do think I've heard that name before. I'll get back to you on that one. Now, it does seem like you were going to Madhaven for good reasons, but you are probably not unfamiliar with this warning. Madhaven is a place of madness. It is a haven of the mad. And few come back in one piece.
Well, we did make it through the fairy forest.
didn't have that on the brochure.
I will not attempt to stop you, merely warn you. It seems that the journey is meant to be.
Do you have any experience or any words of wisdom that could prepare us for these dangers that you're speaking of? I was told that there's mutants and ghosts, and we're not familiar with fighting ghosts. What do you recommend?
Mainly staying away from them ghosts. I wouldn't call them stupid, but they seem very obsessed with what they're doing. If you don't interfere, they usually leave you alone. That being said,
It's good.
the ghosts of Madhaven are many. Millions died in a blink of an eye. And it shows.
I have this ring, and I was wondering if you could identify it. It was given to me as a gift, but I don't know what it does.
Looks magic, but I'm sure you've been told that before. I'm sorry, it's not something that's made from us, so I can't really recognize it. It does seem magic, though.
Ready.
However, if, as you say, as the gods say, you traveling from the great city of Laszlo, I'm sure some of the people there can help you if you ever get back.
That is the hope.
You see, the gods also told me other things about you.
Pray tell.
I am very sad to tell you this, but you are cursed.
Who is?
All great stories start with a curse.
Who's cursed?
All of you, unfortunately.
I blame the Wendigo.
Because my rival was an accident, and you're suggesting I'm cursed, as if there was a preordained intelligence directing it.
Not intelligence as such, but the worlds have a way of making fools of us and our view of things. And this is not a curse like a wizard casting something on you, but a curse of fate. The curse is thricefold, as it is chained by dreams, weighted by duty. And it will mean that none of you will ever truly go home.
Look around at the sweat lodge. Look around at her again.
Well, yeah, that's kind of disappointing to me. I'm actually trying to find my way home
Yeah.
because I wasn't born on this planet, and I have no idea where I am.
Well, fate has been cheated before. It would be a bad idea to give up entirely, but I sensed that it was wise to tell you this.
How does such a thing happen?
I don't really know, to be honest. It would be easier if it just had been a wizard casting a spell, but that I could handle.
I've spent my whole life with the spirits determining my whims already. Nothing new to me.
Such is life, every now and then, and at least the curse is not a curse of death.
Or giant ears.
Or giant ears. Have to be looking at the bright side, really. Now, as you, Remy, asked about anything that might help you in Mad Haven, my best advice is to not be there for any longer than you have to. Certain people have gone into the outskirts of Mad Haven and still come out as long as they haven't been there for long. It depends really on the mental endurance of the traveler. Psychic powers do help, apparently. But other than that, don't believe everything you see, but don't ignore things that shouldn't happen. It's not only mutants and ghosts. That's just what most people encounter. The place... Something happened at the Cataclysm. Something unique. It was different. The mutants that live in that area are different from any other mutants you'll see in the entire continent. Maybe the entire world. And the magics there do strange things to perceptions. So make sure you're careful about most things that you do. And don't attack unless you have to when it comes to the mutants.
I always try to coexist peacefully. They just don't ever want to coexist peacefully with me.
That's my policy for everything, pretty much. It's not going to bother me, I'm not going to bother it.
A good philosophy. We will, of course, make sure you have enough food for your journey, but other than that, I'm sorry, we cannot help you much.
Well, what about David Bowie? Do you have room for a stranger?
David Bowie?
Yeah.
She asked, confused.
Our friend here. Our tag along.
She looks a bit closer at him and blows away a bit of the smoke. Oh dear. David Bowie!
And his inflator crotch.
I have to say, I'm a big fan. Yes, If he wants to, of course he can stay. It would probably be a good idea if you don't take the poor man to Med Haven.
I
But
can't guarantee his safety, and I can't guarantee ours. So seems like the best option. If it's up to him, but it seems like it might be a good option for him to take.
oh yeah, all the way around here, it seems like a nice place. Would you get me on the way back though? That city of Laszlo you've been talking about sounds fascinating.
Wouldn't leave you behind for the world.
Thank you, great.
Apparently that's if we come back.
If you don't see us, then don't come looking for us because we didn't make it back, brother.
That would be sad. Well, if you don't, I mean, thanks for everything. Hope you'll be back.
Me too.
You know, the spirit's way, the spirit's wills.
Right, if you say so. They seem to have a hold on stuff like that. Well, is there anything else I can do for you before you retire and get some rest?
I will scan the area just to make sure we're not in any immediate danger and that the premise is secure and we're not vulnerable.
Oh, as you do that, it's pretty easy because they seem to have it pretty well under control. There's something that you see as holes in security, but you notice when you ask around that it's covered by some sort of magic that you can't see, of course. They do have a very good outlook posts and stuff like that, and it seems also some rather big guns hidden under some tops here and there, in case of demon attack.
And just for my own curiosity, so I map out a direction in case something goes down and I have to get away from this area. I want to make sure there's a back door out of this area.
Oh, fair enough. It's not too hard, really. You could be able to do that, especially with your powers. Yeah, anything else anyone else want to do?
I'll be spending my time with her, learning stories of this tribe. That way, when I return to my tribe talkers, I can teach them their stories.
Fair enough.
I'll thank her for giving
Plus,
us the heebie-jeebies.
Enchante.
And also, sorry?
Giving us the heebie-jeebies.
Well, you're welcome. Aside from that, you are taken very well care of. Most of the people living here look at you with this look of pity, but friendly pity, so to speak. They make sure you have what you need, unless it's power armor and stuff like that. Some of them asks if you need repairs on stuff like on any of your stuff.
Absolutely.
Beef jerky.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry?
This is.
Remy?
Go ahead. Were you saying something, Felix?
Beef jerky. I'm all
You
out.
get beef jerky. You get beef jerky.
I have a that cloak, my trench coat that got destroyed. I would like that repaired.
Brannigan?
Did it get completely destroyed?
It lost all its armor rating.
Then they probably can't repair it, but they can probably get you something similar.
I have those pieces from the beast with the armor. Remember, I collected, and I have some robot pieces, and maybe I don't know. Maybe that can be used as armament.
They can definitely do something with the armor plates that you took from the creature. They do. They probably advise you though that they can just make something out of some fur they have lying around. It'll be a bit more cape-ish than coat-ish, but it'll probably protect you both versus the cold and bites and stuff because it's MDC fur.
Well, if somebody else wants it, that's fine. I kind of like style, so I want style.
They can't do a lot with the mechanical parts and stuff like that, unless it's just repair. They can't custom build.
What about energy clips? I mean, do they recharge?
Well, they can recharge those, definitely.
How are they doing that? Like, do they have a?
Oh, they have a charger.
And how are they getting power to the charger?
Sunlight.
So it's solar power, and
Yeah.
it's a charger and it can charge Eclipse.
Yeah.
How do we get one of those?
I think you do have one of those in the car.
In the gun?
In the car?
Oh, in the car. Holy crap! I did not know.
I seem to remember that it being the part of the package when I sent you the stats for the car.
See, I wasn't here on the first trip.
Oh yeah, that's true. Of course, man. No, Lenny has a clip charger.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so what about our arm? Remember you said last week, or last time we were here that we had a problem adjusting it because of these, our size adjustment. Can we get that tweaked?
Oh yeah, that they could probably do that. That's not too hard. So that you just switch armors permanently.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. But just for your intel, you might. I don't really know offhand what the camouflage stat was. I think it's like 45, but I could be wrong. What base level that they gave you?
I think doesn't it give also give a plus to prowl if you already have that? I think Illustrator don't have prowl.
Yes. So he gets a plus to his prowl, and he gets a base value to the prowl as well. The suit can go to camouflage, so I think it gives him like I forget the value, but you add that to the his prowl stat, and then that becomes his new prowl.
Cool. We'll look it up. But everything is fitted and repaired if needed. Well, if just repairs. You get a good meal and get some beef jerky and a lot of more rations. That is not just beef jerky because they also give you fruit and stuff like that. And you spend the night, I gather, and then just move on quickly, get it over with, so to speak.
I mean, whenever the party says that they want to go, I'll be ready to go. But until that time, I am enchanted by Anne and her stories.
Fair enough. So I remember. The Atlanteans, who unfortunately aren't here with us today, notify you that they have gotten a communique through the ley lines to Laszlo and giving them an update, but have also been given an assignment from their elders. They have these weird elders, apparently.
Do they have a radio here?
No, but they have a ley line.
Okay, but no radio at the settlement.
Well, they do have some radios, actually. Not a big powered one, but they do have smaller walkie-talkies and stuff like that.
Do they have, so what's their channel? Can I get a frequency for their channel?
Yeah, definitely. It has to have a pretty long range to get from Mad Haven and here, but yeah.
I could also go to high heights when I don't, to get. And do they have any saved channels on their radios that I might be able to?
No, not anything that's useful for you. It's mainly just saved channels for their patrols and stuff like that.
But now I can communicate with this Longhouse Preserve.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I give them a channel that they can reach me on, one that I'm typically low, no one really scans a lot, and they can usually get a hold of me if they need to get a hold of me.
Cool. Well, that's being done as well. But as you have slept and morning comes and you leave the Longhouse Preserve as you drive in Lenny towards Mad Haven, Forsyth is very excited. Much more excited than he probably should be, but he's kind of weird that way.
Yes, he got full belly.
But mostly because he's not really thinking about that he could die horribly, apparently. But after a day or two of driving travels, because it's pretty even ground from here on, you do see the ruins of Mad Haven in the distance. And Chance has seen a lot of ruins. Felix has seen a lot of ruins. Remy has seen some ruins on his travels, but not a lot. And Illustra haven't. Oh, you've seen a couple, but Felix noticed that this is different. It seems to be much more. How do I put it? Thorough.
Thorough ruins, as in like things have been to dusted
thorough
and covered.
Destruction.
Ah.
Instead of these building pieces. It's mainly just the skeletons, kind of like spiky towers arising from this giant vegetative carpet of greenery. It's completely overgrown and still has these mounds upon mounds that you presume there's some sort of city ruin beneath, but it's hard to tell. But you do see in the distance one very large object still standing. It's a statue. It has been repaired somewhat since the destruction, so it's not completely in the same materials, but it does look like a lady. A woman in a dress, holding something. Torch, maybe? And you get a sense of peace when you look at it. However, the peace is not lasting. As you drive onwards, you see the landscape behaving very oddly. Flowers growing in seconds, shriveling and dying, and growing again. Water running upwards. Birds with too many legs. And voices. Oh, so many voices. Except for Alastra. You see all of those things I mentioned, but the voices, don't hear any voices, man. Cool. So every time I mention the voices, please do ignore the voices. That does not count for the other two players, of course.
So does it sound like the voices are in our head or are coming from externally?
Both.
Okay.
Or rather, it's hard to really determine. Some of them seem playful, some of them seem yearning, some of them are screams of pain and death.
In the radio bands, are there any communications?
Not communications, but a lot is going on in the radio bands. You apparently notice a few stations of music, but that changes away quickly to static. And they all seem to be originating from within Mad Haven.
It's got to be at least one baseball game.
Do we know exactly where we're going? Do we have coordinates to exactly the lab that we're looking for?
Speaking of that, Dr. Forsyth is looking at an old map and saying that we need to go, first of all, I think, to the place where the journal was found originally. See if we can find some tracks leading to whatever happened. It's in the outskirts, fortunately, of Mad Haven, in something called Jersey. And I do have the rough coordinates of where it is. Apparently, the people who found the things that brought them to Laszlo didn't stick around for a long time. I don't really know why.
So you have the rough coordinates to the lab?
Apparently where he stayed, his secret underground hideout or something like that. I don't know. The people, I didn't talk to them personally, but apparently they said something about a bunker with a bunk bed or something like that. I'm not expecting anything of value. They would have taken it with them to try to sell it. I mean, they seemed rather mercenary.
Well, give me what directions you can, and I'll try to get us there.
Well, we are going roughly that way. I mean, Lenny can get us closer than this, I think. As long as we're not going into the island, that would be impossible for the car, I see.
Yeah, we probably want to find a place where you can, find a garage and can dump this and go on foot.
If you think that's wiser.
Let's get as close as we can with Lenny, because we might have to beat a quick exit.
Mm-hmm. Well, very well, very well. I can't wait. This is like Christmas Day. As you drive further, something again odd is happening to the radio, this time without the interference of our dear players. This time Lenny apparently seems to be changing the station for some reason. Different songs is coming through, and Lenny is apparently singing along with some of them. And is beginning to behave rather erratically. He's zigzagging a lot.
Illustra, you want to talk to him while I keep eye out?
I turn off the radio and see if that improves.
Try to turn it off, it doesn't really work.
He kind of does what he wants.
Keeps on going.
So, did the music possess our car? Is that what happened?
Don't know.
Or
You don't
he's
know.
just playing what he wants.
You hear. You hear Lenny singing, and you'll never walk alone. Apparently, some song that's on the radio.
At this point, I want to put in my earbuds, and I recommend everybody else do the same.
That's probably not a bad idea, really. If for nothing other reason than Lenny is a really bad
I
singer.
don't know what we're going up against, and I'll keep these in at all times.
New York, New York.
Lenny, you feeling okay?
I'm okay.
Oh,
What's going on?
Maybe we don't bring Lenny closer to the origin. Are we going towards the origin of the disease?
No hurting, Lenny.
Nobody's gonna hurt you, but we might maybe try to get through the interference.
Please, Archie, no hurting, Lenny.
Wait, what
And
did
then
you
the
just
car
say?
Stops. And then the car stops and turns off.
What did he just say?
He said, "Please, Archie, don't hurt me."
Dang it! Felix would have no idea.
Nope.
Can I do a quick inspection of the car to see like if there's anything that I can use, like basic mechanics, to try to see if there's an issue with the problem with the car?
It seems like the generator has gone completely dead, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's a nuclear generator. But it has no power whatsoever.
That's close.
Well, good thing we've got at least 1 horsepower. Maybe some ferret power too.
yeah. Yeah, obviously we'll probably have to make the rest of the trip without Lenny. Do we want to...
Well, let's pull Lenny back a little bit and see if we can't wake him up, because I would hate to leave him here, and I would hate even more to have to be making a quick escape and not have him.
Well, Dr. Forsythe's still here, right?
Oh yes,
Is
But
he
he's going to
coming
want to go to the lab.
with us. Okay.
oh yes, indeed.
I guess I'll pop him in neutral.
Yeah.
So yeah, you try to push Lenny along. He is a rather big car, but you do have supernatural strength, so that's fine.
I don't know how to drive a car.
Well, except for Nostra, but we do have 2 others with a supernatural strength, so that should be good.
I mean, I did throw a wyvern.
Well, you swung a ribbon, really. Not that that makes it any less impressive, but just to be precise, you swung a ribbon. A Jabberwocky, actually. But,
I'm sure the ferret's got some
anyway,
power.
yeah, well, some. But you do manage to pull it a bit further away, and once you get it some way away, you hear again. Archie! Oh, what the fuck just happened?
I don't know. You got asleep or something. So we're gonna find you a nice, safe spot and let you rest up.
Do you have any software that does like a kind of internal check to make sure that you're running in good performance, or maybe something's damaged, or diagnostics of any sort?
I feel okay now. It's just a bit weird.
Do you have,
You said a name there a couple of times.
Yeah, who's Archie?
Huh? Did I?
Yeah, you said Archie a couple of times.
Archie.
You know what that means?
Doesn't ring a bell, no?
Nope. Okay. Anybody? Going once? Going twice?
Seems like a silly name, really.
I guess so. Kind of comic-y.
Hmm.
Well, anyways, let's get you a little farther away from the source of these signals and find you a nice, safe garage to rest up in.
Oh, I'm all for that. I don't want that to happen again. That was very uncomfortable. You try and put him behind some mounds, because that's basically what there is. There aren't really any garages or anything. You do see a lot of buildings beneath the mounds of vegetation. So that it's not all of them completely destroyed, but it seems to be crawling inside and out with vines and weird alien flora. You have never seen most of these plants.
Camouflage? I have the
Yeah, you
camouflage
can
skill.
do that. Yeah, no problem.
23 out of 51.
Yep. No worries. But as you are leaving the car behind, still hearing all those voices and seeing all those weird phenomena.
Is Lenny AI or does he have a program that runs him?
You don't really know, actually. It seems like he's an AI, as far as you can tell by your skills. They are pretty basic, so it seems to be a really advanced AI, especially because he can actually feel stuff. And you're not sure how connected he is to the car. You haven't really checked, and should probably be very careful about checking thoroughly, so you don't mess anything up, because he's pretty high tech. But you can if you have a longer amount of time.
Felix is not interested. He's a person, I guess.
It's just Lenny.
It's just Lenny.
But you move through this weird wilderness. Every now and then you see people maybe out of the corner of your eye walking past, laughing, sharing coffee, taking selfies.
Do my best not to touch any of them accidentally, to avoid entirely.
It is a bit hard, because some of them appear all of a sudden, and one or two of them actually goes right past you, through you. I want those of you who have detect ambush to please roll me detect ambush. Illustrious. Happily not rolling.
Tech ambush.
Roll 1d100 less than 46, as I double check that it's 46. Yes.
2.
1.
Ooh.
Yeah, you notice nothing, Remy. Well, you are on your freaking toes, which is understandable, all things considered.
I've got the nose.
A lot of voices, and you're very nervous, really. And you both smell, hear, and see, before it happens, something rushing towards you very fast, and jump out of the way from apparently a ghostly car racing past you.
Does it appear?
It doesn't hurt you, but...
Like, did it go through me, or did I?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it didn't go through you, because you dodged the hell out of the way with that one. No problem. The rest of you are getting ghost car through you, which is really a weird sensation, come to think of it.
I'm always
You should
passing
probably
through
stick to the
things.
sidewalks. Stick to the
Sorry,
edge.
Remy? Well, there's no real sidewalks either. Well, every now and then there's sidewalks, and you can stick to them then. But still, the further you go, the louder the voices become. Especially for you, Felix. You have a certain sensitivity to these things. And they're almost screaming. Screaming for release, screaming for peace, screaming for your skin
Well, I was starting to feel bad for them when they were screaming for freedom because that's kind of my thing. But ones that want to do my skin, that's not so much my thing. I kind of like it where it is.
The screams are also joined by a loud rolling thunder across the sky, as apparently it also begins to rain. And let's thank Atlas K3414 for that redeem.
Atlas.
It is now raining. You are now also quite wet.
Well, I will try to keep an aura of calm around me in the only way that I know how. Singing old Indian songs.
I don't hear the voices, but
You
do
lost
I
one?
see the cars and stuff?
You do see every visual thing I describe. You're just not affected by the voices.
I'm apparently not singing very well because of the rain and the scaring and the sounds. It's like when you're wearing ear-canceling earbuds and you've only got one in and it's making you dizzy.
It sounds horrible. Fortunately, it is blocked out by the voices of the ghost. Well, not from you, Elastra. You hear this horrible, horrible singing from your friend. He used to do better than this.
I'll try to help out. Because I'm not going to say that it's bad. It just might need assistance.
You quickly take over the song and just make him go, just in the refrain every now and then.
The warble in my voice is not intentional, I swear.
Apparently, this song comes to your mind a lot, where you don't really know where from, called Singing in the Rain. But, although Illustra's keeping up her courage pretty well, doesn't seem like it affects her all that much. Remy and Felix, your sense of foreboding does not decrease when every now and then you both notice something from the mounds, something looking at you. Doing nothing for now, but still watching your moves.
Can I use my X-ray and see whether it's looking at me?
Oh, you can definitely try. Give me a perception to notice them quickly enough. They are rather slippery. Do we have a perception bonus?
Sorry. I think I don't know.
No, then you don't. You can't really. You notice something moving away when you look over. It seems you don't notice that there seem to be tunnels under some of these mounds. Quite a network of them, really.
Well, for right now, I feel a little bit more confident above ground, even in the rain. Keep an eye out. Keep paying attention.
So
Not going to taunt them.
I let them know that there's tunnels underneath these mounds formed in the network, and it could lead to a lair. And where we could be walking into an ambush, we should be on guard. Just at that point, I think I'm going to fall back and just make sure I'm keeping an eye on everything.
Well, you do try. Fortunately, you do have quite a good amount of training for exactly situations like going into hostile stuff and stuff like that. So you're not completely driven paranoid by this because there's stuff moving around almost all of the time. Not only people watching, but also the forces of nature playing havoc with reality. But you do try and keep it focused well enough so that you can kind of try to keep most of the weird stuff out and keep the maybe dangerous stuff in focus. Felix, however, is not doing that well, even though the singing does help a bit. There's still a lot of voices, and a lot of them are shouting louder and louder. I would like you to make me a save versus psionics, please.
Save versus psionics. I get a +1. $13.
That should do it. You are counting as a major psionic, right? Okay, yeah, cool. Then that's enough. For now, it's just very ominous.
Am I a major?
Walk. I think you count as a major if you have the dog boy powers. But I think even as a minor, that's enough.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I don't know.
So it should be enough. It's enough for now. Now, Remy, for future reference, what is your ME stat?
My ME is 13.
Excellent. Great.
That's why I don't get any bonuses to perception.
Oh, well, that's actually your IQ that should give you bonuses to perception.
I have a decent IQ, though. Oh, that's 15.
Then you're just missing 1 point from getting some bonus. Anyway, as you all walk on, and every now and then has to walk on very slowly because there's a lot of, let's not call them traps, but natural occurrences of holes beneath vegetations that doesn't support giant ferrets and such. There are quite a lot of rescue actions with your pets, mainly. Sometimes Illustra, who I'm pretty sure is falling into some holes every now and then. Not having all that detect stuff.
I tell Illustra it's a good time to try to be invisible. Or walking into a hostile area, you know.
That comes with the armor, right?
Yeah.
That's this camouflage feat. So you become the predator.
All right.
Predator princess.
Pushing buttons till I figure out which one does it.
Oh, it's probably pretty easy. It doesn't have a lot of commands. It's an armor. It has on, off, and field on, off, I think. But anyway,
And I go my
sorry?
ghost form.
You become
Ghost.
intangible. Cool. Anyway, you can all make me perception tests, please.
Perception.
Perception tests.
What? What?
Not doing great with the perception test, huh, Remy?
Fate. Didn't you say they're cursed?
Yep. Apparently I can do it off game as well as in game.
I'm good at ones today.
Oh, dang. And also, do you have any bonuses? Excellent.
All right.
Then I am gonna roll.
I don't know what all these people were talking about.
It's a bit confusing, but yes, actually it is rather pretty when you think about it. There's a lot of green stuff. The eyes looking at you every now and then to catch your attention is kind of annoying, but other than that, yeah.
Like going out and singing some songs and friends come out and
This-
dance with you.
It's probably just a raccoon or something like that. But I am gonna roll a die, and on a 1 and a 2 it's Chance, on a 3 and 4 it will be Michael, and on a 5 and a 6 it will be Nat. Let's see what happens. Felix, we return to you. Random generation is really not your friend. You step into something that makes quite a big squelch, and you almost trip. And you look down on your foot and you see what looks kind of like a smashed onion on your foot.
Shake it off.
And then you all hear a very tiny but quite persistent voice. Well, gosh darn it, get off my lawn, you vomit!
take a few quick steps back.
Emerging from the hole that Felix has just made is a very strange creature. About 6 inches tall. 2 of the inches is a normal-ish humanoid body, dressed in flannel. And the entire 4 inches of the rest is the head, shaped like an onion. In its hand, it's holding a pitchfork, which is it's pointing at you menacingly, while looking at the onion you just crushed, hoping that it's not a family member.
I lean.
And I will just reveal the picture of the little onion man in roll 20.
Don't cry about it. We barely stepped on you.
I lean down to make myself as short as possible. Lean on a knee.
Don't cut him.
Take a knee. That's
God damn it, what are you doing? Stepping on my garden, you bastard!
I am genuinely sorry. We're just trying to pass by.
What do you mean just passing by? What are you stepping people's garden for, you? What? It's all ruined! My crop is on your foot.
I apologize. I am genuinely sorry. What can I do to make up for it?
Oh, you can plant me a garden.
Plant you a garden?
Huh?
Do you have more seed?
Well, yes, of course I have seeds. I'm a farmer, idiot.
How long you been here?
Start poking holes in the dirt.
I live here.
But how long have you lived here?
Ever since I was born,
Ah.
my pappy lived here,
Have you ever heard,
and his pappy before him.
have you ever heard of a man that looked like us, goes by the name of Killian? It's a doctor.
That's a strange sounding name.
I show him a picture.
Nope.
Maybe a picture will help.
He puts the pitchfork on his shoulder and approaches your foot.
Does this look familiar to you? This guy?
It's funny you should say that. Does look like familiar. Looks like.
I go to Scythe or Forsyth. I was like, how long was this research? How long did you find this book? Was it about?
Apparently, the people who brought it to Laszlo brought it a couple of months before we set off.
Okay, so this would have been about what, 5-6 months ago?
About that, yes.
Yeah. So I explained to him. I was like, yeah, you got some people who came by, discovered some things, and left. Do you know where they went? If you do, we will help you plant your garden.
Well, there were these fellas around. Kind of scaredy cats, if you ask me. Looked around all the time, shot at buildings. Menace, really.
Did they stay in a?
But they didn't step on my field.
They did not.
No, they went another way.
What way? Did they hang out or stay in a place longer than some of the other places that they were?
Well, they walked about a little way over there, and they went there for a couple of hours, and then they went screaming out of it again.
Okay.
That's where we should go.
Probably. All right. Well, then, as our deal. Well, I mean, nothing else. It's a better place to start than any.
Yeah, if that's what you want. But first, there's the matter of doing his stuff. Good.
Yeah, I do what I can to help out.
You spend a little over an hour planting in his fields, which are all covered by these small collection of vines and leaves and stuff like that. You're not really sure how it gets sunlight.
What is he growing? What does a farmer onion grow?
He grows onions and turnips.
Are these his family? His kids?
No, apparently they see themselves separate. That the onions they're growing.
Attack of the cannibal onions.
Is it cannibal when they eat the vegetables?
He doesn't think he is.
Okay.
They don't identify.
Does he have vegetables? Because we don't have any food. We got some
Yeah,
rations.
probably.
Oh yeah, you do actually have quite a lot of food from the Longhouse Preserve,
Okay.
so you're okay for now.
So we keep plugging away.
And you help the little fella out, and every now and then he sees other small onion-headed people looking out. One of them very small, hiding behind a little bigger one. Who's that, Mama? Some vermin that stepped on our onions, dear.
We're sorry. We're making up for it.
Are there,
We're working hard.
are there other little onion
That's
people
good.
around in the area that we need to look out for?
Yeah, some here and there. We're around.
How do I know when I'm about to step on one of you guys? I mean, we're just walking. You guys are in the ground. How do we know?
What is turnips, masters?
Well, the first thing you do is look.
All right, I know what your head looks like. We'll try to keep an eye on your head, and if we come across anything that looks weird like that or unusual like that, sorry.
What do you mean weird?
I'm sorry, unusual. I must look unusual.
He's new here.
Yeah, pretty big. Big fella. They're all big fellas.
Oh.
Yeah, that. I mean, for us, we're normal sized, and you're the little fella to us, so.
Must take a hell of a lot of food.
Wow.
Yep. Compared to you, I'm sure.
So, do you know what happened a long time ago here? I was told that something happened, something strange.
Well, strange things happen every now and then. I mean,
Something big.
Something big.
Big.
Well,
Bada big boom.
my great grandpappy told my great grandpappy that, and then he goes on for a while until he gets to his great grandpappy who actually told him.
Mhm.
Apparently, we came from another place. Some world where everything was kind of our size.
Mhm.
And then everything went blue.
Yeah, that's my story.
And here we are.
I know that story well, my friend. What is your name?
Yeah, it's nice. It's fine. This is a nice place to have a farm.
What is your name? Mr.
I'm Bob.
What is it?
Bob.
Rob?
Onion Bob.
Oh,
Bob.
Bob. Pleasure. Remy.
Bob
Hello.
Onion.
Onion Bob.
Onion Bob.
Well, as you finish up helping him out and are pointed towards your next destination, I think this is a good place to take a small break. 5 minutes time to get some new drinks and stuff like that.
Good.
Be right back. Welcome back. Now, you have finished up helping Bob with his farm and is heading towards the place where apparently these other people went away from screaming in horror.
Before we do, though, I wanted to ask Bob, was there anything that we should be aware of since he's been here for so long? What kind of dangers should we be alert to, or what kind of protections have you learned?
Well, around here, it's mostly just ghosts. And if you just don't do anything, they don't do anything. The voices can tend to drive you people mad.
Whose voices?
Ghosts, I think.
Voices.
Well, a lot
Yeah,
of
there's
voices.
been a lot of voices.
Well, mainly in the island, but
The ones that have been screaming for the last like half a day.
The one that got Lenny?
you don't hear the voices.
No, you. Well, I have earplugs. I don't know if the
Oh, you have heard the voices. They are unfortunately.
one that Lenny was
Yep.
successful. Yeah. All right, and what if you do anger the ghost? How do you please the ghost?
Well, the thing about ghosts is they can't really do anything to you. Well, they can if they possess stuff. Maybe they possess a trash can and throw that at you. Possess you and throw you at the trash can or something like that. But most of the time they just,
Please don't let me get possessed again. Please don't let me get possessed again.
Is there a protection from possession?
I just don't want a trash can.
Not really.
That's gross.
It can be really gross, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But around here, not a lot of other dangers. Mainly if you go through to the island, there's a load of mutants. And them mutants, I tell you, they ain't happy people.
Okay. And what about people? Are there any people here?
Not for long. They tend to go crazy.
We're all seeing an Onion Man, right? Everybody's here seeing the same thing?
I'm here.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm
making-
real.
All right.
Voices you're talking about, that's a little concerning.
Yeah, lots of voices. And screaming. And threatening to peel my flesh. And begging for freedom.
I'm ready to go scan the area and give them a report. I use my X-ray.
There's not a lot of tunnels in this area. You do see some buried, ruined buildings here and there. There are some rooms intact under the debris, miraculously, but most of it is empty of anything useful, really. When you get to the area that you've been pointed out, you all notice, mainly because it hasn't been trying to be hidden, mainly a little bit of overgrowth has crept over it since about 6 months ago. You see a very slapdash excavation. Probably done with dynamite. Which leads to a hole, which your X-ray vision can see goes into a stairway.
And is Dr. Forsyth with us?
Oh yes, indeed.
So I, point these areas out. I tell them that this was a blast area. There's a tunnel underneath going into a corridor. I think this might be because it was man-made. It hasn't been here, so I'm assuming this might be a good lead to check out.
And it's where he said that the mercenaries were blowing stuff up and then they left screaming. So if they left screaming, they probably left the whole town. So this is the last place they were.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Makes
chance
sense.
that's where they got the book.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
I am rather excited, but I think I should probably not lead,
Yeah.
though.
I should probably go in first. You want to go in first?
If you think so.
All right.
I think it's me.
Then I'll take the rear.
It's kind of my
Yeah.
thing.
I don't know if we should leave him out by himself out here either, though.
Oh no, he'll stay with us. He's safer with us.
I'll follow
Okay,
behind
yeah,
you.
all right. So I'll
He'll
take the
be
rear.
Well, as you go down this hastily excavated pathway and down to the stairs, you notice what is probably have been some sort of bomb shelter at some point. I will...
Probably a bum shelter too.
A bomb shelter. Well, maybe. I'll just throw you in Roll20 so you can see the map of the small room that you get into.
Is that a refrigerator?
It is. And a stove, and a sink, and a small bathroom area. A bed and a table and stuff like that. It does seem like something rather violent happened. There's some gunshots in the walls here and there.
Mercenaries.
But no bodies, and no sign of any immediate danger.
Now, does anyone have any special abilities that can see the room and its history and tell us what happened here?
Yes. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, I have object read.
Excellent.
Do you? What do you want to object read?
I don't know that I want to object read anything.
The bullet holes.
I'm already going a little crazy. Like, Felix is a little not liking the voices. How about the bed?
The bed, yes. You go over to the bed and in great trepidation touch it and reach out with your abilities, expecting a psychic scream to tear your brain apart. I think there's a percentile connected.
There is. I'm pulling it up now. Magic, pyrokinesis, mind bolt. Man, I wish I had super telekinetics, but I don't. All
Oh, you never know. But
Impressions, images. Okay, impressions are 56 plus per level, so roll 1d 100 less than 56, 58, 60. Oh, missed it by 4. And then images is 52.
well,
Barely missed it.
you don't get anything coherent. You do get a certain sense that this has been a room that has been lived in quite heavily, but a long time ago. There's a lot of background emotion, which makes it kind of hard, which is why you probably can't get any luck on anything. You can probably try again later. Maybe it's just your trepidation of not going insane that kind of self-defense closes off. But
Yep.
there is one emotion that is quite prevalent, and that is the feeling of getting revenge.
Revenge. I mean, sorry, voices. Something about revenge. That's all I got.
All right, I do a scan of the area. Is anything hidden? Anything under the floor? Anything behind the wall?
You have to take concealment.
Detect concealment? No, I'm using X-ray vision.
You just
I have detect concealment.
well, do me a detect concealment while you look around with your X-ray vision. Well, trying to get your mind off of vengeance, you notice pretty much at the same time as Rembrandt turns that direction that in the bottom of the room there's a hidden button on the wall which Rembrandt can tell you leads into another room that you can see quite clearly with your X-ray vision. However, Rembrandt, also give me a perception test while you're turning around with your X-ray vision, while I reveal the lower areas. Revelio. Not doing well with those perception tests.
I never have, actually. It's consistent.
You see an area that looks kind of like this. It's a laboratory. Computers.
Let's go there.
And other odd stuff that looks very scientific. And
I'll go in, make certain it's safe for Forsyth.
you press the button. While you press this button, and Rembrandt hasn't rolled his perception high enough, you are all rather surprised as something drops down on you. Something green, oozy, and slimy. And with many faces. Just show you a small picture of this creature.
Oh, that is not
Just
a
coming
pleasant
down
thing.
towards you.
Oh, I don't have sense evil. Dang it. I mean, I know it's going to smell supernatural. Lore demons and monsters?
No, actually, not in this case.
Okay. Is it like moving towards us to charge us and attack?
It drops down on you, so let's roll some initiative. Oh, it's a fast slime.
3. There we go. And not a fast Felix.
Nope. Illustra. Damn. Oh, and the same
Let's
with Remy.
let
Remy and Felix are just kind of, holy shit.
let's let it move first, Illustra, to find out if it is genuinely hostile or if it's just coexisting.
And 17
Lee, I say,
for the
get
slime.
behind me. That's more manly. Get behind me.
I'll just put us back on the map so we can figure out where we are. Here we go.
Stoned NPC. All right.
Oh. And
Stone him. Stone him.
just a minute. Can't find the. Give me slime. Why don't you have a slime?
Slime.
Okay, it's a frog. It is now a frog on the map,
Okay.
even though it's a slime.
Frogs are slimy.
Rabbit. It's green, so. Well, Illustra, you all surround this very horrid creature. What do you do?
So I think what probably makes the most sense is backing away, and I'm going to use my voice to attempt to suppress fear on my colleagues, just in case.
Cool.
I know they're a little on edge, so I kind of want to take the edge off here a little.
Nice. Definitely do that. Backing you up a bit. So, there is sort of a relief in both of you that's quite sudden as Illustra begins to sing. Things are not that horrid.
Every little thing.
I mean,
It's gonna be alright.
gonna be alright. Well, the slime creature is still dangerous, but at least it does seem to grant you a bit more focus. But before that focus is achieved, this slime creature will not so much charge as blob, I guess. Its way towards, let's see. High, it's Remy, and low, it's Felix. It's Remy! It will try to eat you.
I can give up and attack the phase, right?
You can.
Or I could dodge, correct?
You can also do that.
I phase.
You face. Good. I'm just gonna roll. Well, as you stand there and it lands on top of you, in you, really, you do get a rather strange sensation. Kind of queasiness. Not damage as such, but still it feels more uncomfortable than it should, considering that you're facing and you shouldn't feel anything.
My turn. I will back.
Yeah. Sorry?
I'll back off into this corner where I'm pinging.
Cool.
So I can get a good shot. Is this a counter I could step on?
It's a fridge.
Oh, it's a fridge. What about, this is a stove, right?
Yep.
Can I stand on the stove?
Yeah, if you bend a little, otherwise your
Yeah.
head will reach the ceiling, but yeah.
I want
Sure.
to be on the stove and I want to aim a shot for this thing. Yep.
But your face, well, yeah, you can just release the face if you want to. Yeah, you take a shot. It doesn't dodge, so give me a strike roll.
6 plus 7, that's 11.
Ah, okay. You do hit. What kind is it, laser?
Yeah. 46.
Yep. Roll me some damage. 15. As the beam hits this creature, it kind of sears a hole through it, and you see it closing up again. You're not sure if you've done damage to it. It's very hard to tell, really. It doesn't flinch or anything like that, but probably didn't expect it to, really. Felix?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that we can't just talk this thing to death, and it's going to try to hurt us. And I'm not going to allow it to hurt my peoples. So Hero is trying to coexist. But coexisting's not going to work. Coexistence was never an option.
What do you mean it only wanted to give Remy a hug? I mean...
So first off, we're going to punch through it. That's going to be our first one, is a good old punch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do me strike roll. That's a very nice strike roll. Now do me some damage while I roll dice for no particular reason.
It's never a good sign.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
Gotta test it out, though. Gotta know.
Oh, yeah. 13 damage. As you punch into this weird being, you get a sense of, let's call it discomfort. Very, very extreme discomfort as you feel the being kind of, burning into your skin. It's acidic. And you get 5 mega damage.
Balls!
Did it look like it took damage?
Again, it's tough to say. It doesn't move around the fist. It does seem like his fist is going into, like it's parting the way, so to speak. But it's hard to see if it's just reforming fast or if it actually does anything to it. You're not sure. But again, it will be very hard to actually find out how a slime creature is damaged.
Kill it with
But that
fire!
brings us back. Oh, sorry. That brings us back to Illustrate.
Okay, so I have an idea.
Mhm.
This thing is not connected to Felix, right? It's just like he just punched through it and kind of pulled his hand back.
Yeah, I assume you pulled your hand back after your punch. Yeah.
I'm gonna concentrate on putting a force field bubble around the creature to contain it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give me a strike roll. Just for good measure.
All right.
Ugh. That's a bad strike roll.
That's right. I don't know about bonuses matter with that, but they're not gonna.
Let's count your PP bonus. If you have any.
That. I just have my regular
Oh,
plus
never
2
mind
to
then.
strike. Actually, with my karma,
Even-
+4.
Actually, that just no, it's arranged, so no, that doesn't work. Your bubble forms right beside it, which, for reasons that we might get into later, might be good for you. But let's move on with the slime that has just been punched, and apparently turns its attention towards the brave man who punched it. Give me a perception test while it tries to blah you.
12.
Ooh. You hear voices from some of the faces. Almost chanting, "Not hurt, master."
Whoa, nobody's here to hurt anything.
As,
Nobody's here to
as
hurt
they glop
anything.
out.
We're cool. Nobody's here to attack. We're just checking things out. You back up, we back up, nobody gets hurt. You back up, we back up, nobody gets hurt.
It does seem to be very aggressive with its stance of you getting out of here, so it will try to glob you. I assume you want to get out of the way.
Yeah, we'll use one dodge.
You need to dodge an 11.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Ah! No.
Look, we're cool. We're cool. Hey, it's cool. Everybody just chill. Nobody's gonna hurt nobody. We can talk this through. It'll be all right.
It does not seem to be completely enchanted with your words of wisdom. It does seem to be globbling on, so to speak. But we are getting to Felix and Remy. Let's start with Felix this time. What do you do except for, besides trying to talk your way out? Do you do anything except?
I thought it was Remy's turn.
Oh, you have 7, both of you. So
Well, he's before me though.
yeah, but we just took turn last time, so we can take Remy first. It's you act in the same round, so to speak.
Remy?
So what do you, Remy?
All right. So I'm gonna scan the room that's next to me. All right. I'm on this stove here. Can I look in this room? Is there anything that's gonna help me defeat this thing? Anything like a chemical? Maybe a fire extinguisher?
A torch.
Yeah, like a flare or.
You do see a fire extinguisher. There is a fire extinguisher in there. It's around here.
Okay. I don't know if that's gonna affect it. I could try it.
Worth a try.
All right. Can I retrieve it? Can I take my turn to go and capture this fire extinguisher?
Well, you can get about, I guess, here. What's your speed?
Oh, it's not. Let me see. Actually, I think it was not that bad. I'm on my page. I forget. Sorry.
That's okay.
Hold on. That would be my PB, right? No, my speed is 16.
No. 16.
16.
Okay, yeah, it fits pretty well with this place you're in there. You can probably grab the fire extinguisher and get a bit further next attack.
Okay. Can I try that then? Can I do that?
When it's come to you again.
Okay.
But you get in here so far. You do notice that this room seems to be much less used than the main one. But we'll get back to that. So, Felix?
Look, man, I don't want to hurt you. Twang!
Mixed signals, man. Mixed signals.
Back up, and nobody has to die.
Doom is drag roll. Ooh!
Would you say that this is an alien intelligence, their essence, or fragments, and/or are we on or near a ley line?
How near to a ley line do you have to be?
I don't know. You tell me. It's a spirit bow.
I guess they mean kind of on it, well, close to on it, and you're not at this point.
Okay.
So no, and it's not a supernatural intelligence. No, actually, it doesn't even register as supernatural to your senses.
Really?
Yeah. Nothing magic about it.
Look, don't make me hurt you. We don't want any problems. Just back off.
There is now an arrow inside the goblin mass.
Just back off, man.
And it gets back to Illustra.
I'm gonna try the same technique again and try to get this
Sure.
bubble a little closer.
Bubble. You form a bubble around yourself for reasons unknown.
You hear these voices, though, right? You can hear these voices? Please tell me.
Well, Remy and Illustra can mostly hear from it at this point. But that leaves us back to the slime, which doesn't like that you don't want to play with it. It wants to glob you. The slime will glob. Ooh, with an 18 this time. What do you do, Felix?
See, I want to keep punching the son of a bitch.
I can totally understand that. That is a very understandable act.
Don't you have
simultaneous attack?
What?
Simultaneous attack?
Simultaneous? You want to hit it while it hits you?
Mm-hmm. In place of
Well,
a
I guess
dodge,
you-
I'm just going to strike it back at the same time.
Don't think you can do that, can you?
Mhm. Yep.
Is that-
That,
Yeah,
Oh,
you just basically take
the page
your attack
3.
bonus.
Yeah,
oh,
347.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it's
oh.
you forgo any
Fair
sort
enough.
of dodge or parry, but it still takes a dodge action. But instead of dodging, you're counterattacking.
Ah, cool.
It's-
I'm cool with that.
It's what berserkers do.
Then, do me a strike roll.
Yeah, I don't really think that I could probably at point blank range be hitting it with the bow though.
No.
So we'll just be punching it.
Oh, well, it'll hit you anyway, so you might as well hit it.
I do have a tomahawk, but it's an SDC tomahawk.
Ah. Well, you do hit it. I'll calculate some damage while you give me.
Didn't hardly do any damage anyways.
Oof. Gonna roll some more dice. Now that's for the 23 mega damage as it eats into your skin, maybe a bit of your bone. bit of your liver.
Yow!
You are now engulfed by slime.
Freeze me!
Which very handily leads us to Remy.
I'm running out. I can see what's going on with my X-ray, so even though I'm in a different room, and I can see where my target is, I'm assuming I know how to use the fire extinguisher.
Oh yes, of course, it's a fire extinguisher.
All right. So then I head out of the room and I spray the shit out of it.
Cool, you just managed to get here and you can just reach it with your, after getting the fire extinguisher, so make me a strike roll.
He's
I
got
wanna
very
try to-
punchable faces.
Wherever he's latched on to Felix, I want to focus on that area too. You know what I mean?
That's very easy, Felix is inside of it.
Okay. So, all right. You said roll for strike?
Yeah.
Well, I have
Oh,
a
no.
7. That's an 8.
But it's a natural one. A natural one always misses.
A lot of
A bit desperately, because you are in a bit of a rush, you spray all over the place and unfortunately do not hit the weird slime creature this time.
Right.
Sorry. It is a good idea. Can try again next time. Let's see, it has 4 uses of just spray and pray. So you have a bit more of a chance next turn. But Illustra, back to you.
Well, at this point, it doesn't do me any good to capture it if Felix is swimming around in it.
No, and it will also ruin the plan with the fire extinguisher.
So I guess the next thing to do would be run over and try to grab Felix and pull him out.
So you want to grab into the slime thing and pull Felix out?
Yes,
I'll be fine!
I feel like that's the right thing to do.
Fair enough. Well, give me a strike roll, not for precision as much as you being fast enough to see how much it'll burn.
Now, does this include my regular strike since it's more hand to hand?
Yes, it does.
There we go. That's good.
Very, very nice. I will only give you very slight damage. I will give you 4 damage. As you swiftly pluck out Felix with your adrenaline-boosted strength. However, the arms of your armor sizzles quite a bit. Also, while you touch it very briefly, please make me a save versus psionics. I think you're a master and needs a 10 as far as I remember.
Plus, if my karmic power is still kicking in, then I get a +6 to that as well.
It does. Oh, definitely. No worries. You do have a slight sensation of sharing perceptions with it in the seconds that you touch it. It's a bit odd. But since you have pulled out its fast food burger, it will turn and glob towards both of you. Globber! Double glob. Do both if you want to. Oh, dang! If you want to dodge a natural 20,
Well, I got some good dodge, though.
yeah, but it's a natural 20, so you have to roll a natural 20.
It's doing great.
Yeah, I think it would be worth a try, really. Double damage seems like a lot. No.
I don't like crits. Crits are bad for me.
They are for most
That's how
people
I
really,
died
really
last
good.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to dodge. I mean, shit. Nope.
No.
I knew that was gonna be a waste of an attack, but
I would have probably done the same thing, to be honest. Just to try. You never know when that natural 20 comes along. Yes, so you get the double of this, which is 34 mega damage.
34.
no, you take. No, wait. Do we both take?
No. Well, yes, Illustra. Yeah, you didn't dodge. Sorry. So you both get 34 mega
But
damage.
DM, doesn't Illustra have that camouflage on? Doesn't that give her bonuses to strike against? A disadvantage?
Yes. Well, not that. No. But it doesn't really use eyes. It has a psionic stuff going on. Hence the connection. And it just kind of jumped towards where she was because Felix was there too, but that's a different story. So, Bernie Princess, Bernie Native American. Now time for Rembrandt to save the day with fire extinguisher.
I'm gonna try to put out,
fire extinguisher.
I'm gonna try to put out the fire here, so I'm gonna roll a strike, and let's see.
Yep.
Nice. Plus my 7, that's 21.
You douse it in this white powder that fills the room. As this happens, Felix, you feel yourself being slowly devoured, but then slowly not being devoured, which is a nice change, really. As apparently the thing hardens and stiffens.
So
Keep
the cold is
grinding
affecting it. Yeah, you said I had 3 strikes, so I want to keep shooting. I get 2 more, right?
You can do if we can just
Okay.
kind of end the battle, and you can use the rest on it if you want.
I got it in my sights, I'm gonna just unload it.
Yeah, you don't have to roll because it's standing still and everything. You douse it with everything you've got. The room is completely filled with this layer of white dust, and you can't really see what's going on. Neither can you other people, but that's because you're also surrounded by what I can best describe as a slime popsicle.
As I'm now quite literally sloughing off rotted skin, melted skin.
Well, before you do that, you still need to get out of this encased slime.
She got
coffin.
me out.
No, it attacked you afterwards and got a natural 20, so you were inside it once more, both of you. So you are inside the frozen slime.
So I'm gonna start smashing it. Yeah.
I mean, trying to jank my way out.
As you work together, you slowly get out of this weird frozen coffin of former slime. You do notice every now and then some of the small particles that's beginning to melt a bit, still moving.
Is there a container? Well,
Not that you can see right now, but you did see a door when you looked into the other room. You just didn't check yet with your X-ray power, which you can do pretty quickly if you want to.
all right, I want to try that.
Sure. That's not a problem.
Well, it has a refrigerator. You said it has a refrigerator.
Oh, it does have a
I'm
refrigerator
gonna
too,
take the
but
pieces and stick it in the freezer.
Fair enough.
I'm going to help.
Well, you all
Yeah.
shoved the former
It's
slime.
not an ice pop, but you know,
We'll start
I
to
feel
stop
sorry
it.
for the guy who thinks, you know,
I approve of that method of containment.
visitors come
Crazy
by.
pop. It's green
Yeah.
flavored.
We should put a sign on the refrigerator, like, put the contaminated
Dead
sign.
inside. Don't open.
Mr. Yuckmouth. Can we put Mr. Yuckmouth?
You do this with gusto, while still, well, Felix, you are kind of hurt. Quite a lot, actually, when it comes right down to it. You're not having a good day. But I have revealed the last area that you can see with X-ray vision with ease, so you can probably see where it came from. You notice that the other containers are empty, and one of them is broken, and it's probably where it came from.
So I can take one of the empty canisters and actually put the thing in there, and it should stay.
It's these great canisters that's connected to the floor and the ceiling.
Alien-style.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't really remove them, but you could probably put it in one of them if you wanted to contain it.
It's
there.
fine in the freezer.
It's fine in the freezer.
It'll be okay.
I kind of like the
Yeah.
freezer idea, to be honest. I won't
Alright.
I won't stab you in the back
Alright.
with it, because I just kind of like the idea of other adventurers opening the fridge and going, no.
No, don't eat that.
No, it'll be fine. They'll be like, what's this frozen popsicle? It's green flavor, because everybody knows there's no such thing as lime. It's green flavor and purple flavor and blue flavor.
Well, I do have a first aid kit, so I'm pretty sure I have like a burn treatment, an ointment, or a spray.
It will actually help quite a bit with the pain, if not the MTC recovery.
I'm already
because
starting to
the
heal.
acid burns
Okay, how is
yeah, but the acid burns are quite violent, so it will just actually help if he
Okay.
does
How
that.
about-
Oh,
all right? I'll do that and check on Dr. Forsyth. I think it's clear to bring him in now.
He's hiding in
Yeah.
the stairway.
Don't open the freezer.
Yeah, do not eat what's in the freezer.
Oh, okay, very well. He, when he gets a look at it, rushes towards the computer systems and begins, being Dr. Forsyth, really, doing stuff that most of you don't really understand. Well, Remy, you do understand quite a bit of what
Computer
he's doing.
programming is my gig. Mechanics
especially
and
because
sucks,
these-
but the computers, that's me.
Exactly, and especially because these computers are quite familiar to
Nice.
you. They seem more like your timeline
Ah,
kind of
Point and
computers.
click, drag
There
and
are
drop.
differences. Exactly. There are differences here and there. They seem to be a bit of a newer generation that you're used to, but you are from a high-tech world that's more than current. So, yeah, that's pretty
Is there any
close.
software? Is there any manuals? Is there all this stuff is like probably worth something, like a lot of money, right?
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of software. There's no manuals. It seems to be mainly research-based software, analyzing chemicals and genetic sequences.
Okay, I want all of that information.
You begin downloading, happy as a Dr.
Yeah, me and him are both chilling. We're
Uh,
like, yeah, that's file. Yeah, okay, let me get this. Hold on. Download this real quick.
Well, that is a good place to. Well, that's we can just as we're wrapping up and you're downloading data and treating your acid burns. Dr. Forsyth do find something that he wants to share with you, and that's what we'll end with today. A bit more complete fragment of the Dirt Journal of Dr. Killian. So, I will just read that to you, and I'll give you all a copy of it afterwards. May 24th, 2098. Oh, 89, sorry. The pieces are falling into place. Sarshan Subject 32 has discovered that the location of the lab is in Coney Island, and that Project Jumpstart apparently concerns the folding of space. The fools are meddling with forces beyond their ken, but it grants me a great opportunity. My own research has revealed that these forces are highly unstable and somehow connected to atmospheric disturbances. I should be able to create a device that will add explosive effects to their experiments. September 9th. Sergeant Subject 32, 36, and 52's infiltration has been successful, granting me access to Project Jumpstart. Replacing Dr. Cole should be easily accomplished. My enhancements are working at peak efficiency, although I have been unable to remove the painful side effect of transformation. But no matter. It will drive me onwards towards my ultimate revenge.
Dr. Cole?
Yes.
Interesting. That is all.
September 12th. A problem might have arisen. Jumpstart's circle of scientists include an independent consultant named Janus Pryor. A strangely tall man with very elaborate tattoos on his hands. He seems friendly enough, but something about him makes my skin crawl. Who is he, and why is he really here? None of the other scientists seem to know anything about him, and his official background is much too generic to be real. So far, he has done nothing to hinder me, but he does worry me. September 14th. My disguise has worked like a charm. The magnetic implant has given me a full access to Dr. Cole's memory, and so I have inserted myself perfectly. Everything is in place. The device is fully functional, and the weather patterns are optimal for synergetic results. And no one suspects me for now. Sorry, just gonna add a bit of liquid. My only concern is the consultant on site. His background check is just too clean. He's much too relaxed about a project of this magnitude, and something feels off about those tattoos. Maybe my new abilities are acting up, and I cannot delay further in any case. The die is cast, and I go forth to bring us into our glorious destiny. All will bow down before me and praise my genius and the salvation it has wrought. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we'll end tonight's session.